Hey guys, welcome back to Excel lessons. This is the first official Excel lesson. There was a lesson before this for the basics for people who don't know how to use functions, equations, autofill, and absolute and relative referencing. So absolute and relative referencing just refers to putting a dollar sign in front of the cell references to make it absolute and etc. We'll also recap a bit of that for the first bit of this video. I'll also be uploading this video. This video includes two questions that we're gonna do. Okay, and this video will cover conditional statements, conditional formatting using COUNTIF, function called COUNTIF, and we'll learn a little bit about and or. Okay, so I'll also be uploading this. It's down on the link below. Just click it and download it if you want to do it yourself. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain this, and hopefully you can do this. I'll go through a bit of this. There is something different with this one. If you have experience before, you might be able to do it. If not, just watch a bit of it, and you should be able to do the rest with this explained. There's also answers for these, so this is what essentially we want to get at. Okay, so let's work out this. The total mark is given 0.2 times the mid-exam, 0.3 times assignment, 0.5 times the final. Okay, so let's just do that. 0.2 times, remember we want to click these cells, so that when we drag it down, when we autofill it, it will actually change along the cells as well, so we don't actually need to type in the numbers. 0.5. It's also good to click these cells so we can change these if we need to, and remember to have the multiply sign. 0.5 times E4. This should be a times as well. Yeah, this should be a times. Okay, so this is the weighted average mark, I guess. Alright, and then we autofill it, and we get the weighted average mark for everyone. Okay. Alright, the next thing we need to do is to use conditional statements. Okay, so before we use conditional statements, there's something I want to show you. We can make comments inside these cells by right-clicking the cell and insert comment. Okay, this will become useful, when you have a big spreadsheet. Okay, obviously now you know what my name is. Okay, so say I wanted to write the formula of how I got the total mark. I would just put down 0.2 times mid-exam plus 0.3 times assignment plus 0.5 times final exam. Okay, and here we have a comment. Now you can see that there's a red thing here. You know that it has a comment. Alright, so when we put our cursor over it, it will show us the comment. Okay, comments are relatively useful. Alright, let's get back into it. So using conditional using conditional statements to determine the grade. So basically, I just want to do 2 grades for now, either pass or fail. And to get a pass, you need to have at least 50 points. Alright, so how do we do that? We use if. Okay, so using if this score, if 4 is greater than or equal to 50, then it's a pass, otherwise it's a fail. Okay, so that's how it's going to work. So after we type the if, this help comes down, this guide, and the first thing we need to do is the logical test. Okay, so the logical test is if this cell is greater or equal to 50, and then comma, value if it's true. So if it's greater or equal than 50, then it has to be true. Now if we want to, we're not actually giving it a value, so we need to type these inverted commas, okay, to actually write the letter. Just remember, every time you write a letter inside an equation that you wanted to return a letter or something like that, you have to put inverted commas, okay? And value if it's false, oh, not true, it should be pass, right? That would be weird if you get true. Okay, so value if it's false, fail. Alright. Okay, and this person has passed. We can autofill this. Isn't autofill just awesome? And let's just check a few. Yep, this guy has passed. This guy has obviously failed. This one failed as well. Okay. So that's how you use conditional statements. Alright. Okay. So pretty much that's it. The next thing we want to do is conditionally format. So we want to say, if it's passed, we want to highlight this whole column green if they passed, and if they failed, we want to highlight them red, just to make things more clear. So we've actually done we've just done conditional statements. Okay, so I'll just highlight this red, just so we know that we're done with it. Alright, conditional statements is done. Now we're gonna do conditional formatting. So to start it off, we need to highlight the whole range that we're trying to format. Okay, there's several ways of doing it. I'll just show you one of the ways. And then you go in home. You probably can't see home. Now I know that it doesn't let you see home on the video, but just remember it's under the home tab. Okay, and then in this ribbon, click on conditional formatting, and under conditional formatting, click highlight cell rules and more rules. You don't need to use any of these rules, just go to more rules. Okay, after you go to more rules, just use a formula to determine which cells to format. Click that. This one's the useful one. Alright, so this is the formula that we're putting in. So we want this to equal to pass. Okay, now remember this is a letter or a word, so we need to have inverted commas. Okay, now this is not actually going to work out as we expected, but we'll get back to that in a sec. Before that, okay, we need to go into manage rules. We haven't actually set a format. Okay, so click that, and format, we want to highlight passes red, so green, so just like that. Okay, and still it won't work out as we want it to. Okay, all of them has been highlighted with green. Why is that? Okay, let's go back and have a look. Alright, so see how we have this absolute thing. Now every cell or every column is referring to only G4. Okay, and G4 is passed, so it's expecting everything to be passed. We don't want that. We want it to, we want it to be relative to the row number that it's in. Okay, so we take away the $sign in front of row number, and now it should work out properly. And all the fails didn't work, or all the fails didn't get a color, which is how it should work. Now let's do it for the green. Okay, you can go into conditional format, new rule, new rule, and then use a formula to determine the cell. Okay, so this, and actually we do it for G4. Okay, we always do it for the top one, equals to fail with inverted commas, format red, and there you go. It's worked out nicely. Okay, so that is how we do conditional formatting. Could be a little bit hard, but you'll get it. Okay, conditional format, highlight, we've done it. Alright, now we're going to use COUNTIF. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to count all the passes and all the fails. Okay, so that should be on the side. Okay, so equal COUNTIF, this is the function. Now the first thing, gives us the guide, which is really useful, is the range. Okay, the range, I'm just going to highlight this range. I just want to count the number of passes. Okay, criteria, well, we want it to be pass, right? So we just put pass. We're not going to say something equals pass, we're just going to put pass with the inverted commas. And it counts the number of passes. 12. Let's count that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Sounds like it's working right. Okay, count F. Range, again, same range. Criteria is fail, as you probably guessed. 5. Okay, I'm just going to color this green and color this red just to make it, consistent. Alright, and that's count F. Really easy. Okay, so that is how we do this conditional formatting, mainly. Alright, now, if you want to attempt this alone, just download the Excel file from the link below. If not, then yeah, I will do some of it. Okay, actually I'll do all of it and you can have a look again. But I won't explain as much. However, this one requires and or. So yeah, before you start doing it yourself, yeah, actually I'll just do this. Okay, you can attempt it yourself if you want, but yeah, let's just do this now. Okay, so BMI equals to weight divided by height. Height is in meters, this is in centimeters, so we need to do height divided by 100, and it's squared. Okay, so this is the BMI. Alright, now, equals to F. We want to see if they're in the normal range or if they're underweight or overweight. So if they're in the normal range, okay, so we need to have if they're in the normal range. Now, if they're in the normal range, they're either less than 25 or greater than 18. How do we put that? We need to have an end statement to put that. Okay, now let's get into the end statements and or statements. I have a diagram here. Alright, end just means it has to work for both of them. Okay, or just means it has to work for either one of them. Okay, so how is that? What does that mean? So end it, if we have A and B, then it's this in-between area, because this is inclusive of both of them. This part is A and B, right? If it's either A or B, it's this area, and this area. This is or A or B, okay? The other one that you might want to know is not A, for example. Not A is just everything that's not A. Okay, so this should be red. Everything that's not A, this is not A, the green bit. Okay, so not A and not B. Now what's that? That's everything that's not A and not B. So it's this area, because this bit doesn't have A and it doesn't have B. Okay, so that's a little bit on and or. So to do this, we need to have an end statement for the first, for all the normal ranges. If, okay, now we need a function inside another function. So we have end, and now we can add as many logical tests as we want. We want the BMI to be less than 25. Well, I'll just say less than or equal to 25. And we want the BMI to be greater or equal to 18.5. Alright, and then close it off. Now this is our logical test. Now value, if it's true, well, if it's true, then we'll call it normal. Okay, value if it's false. Now there's going to be two values if it's false, so we need another if statement to determine which value becomes what. Okay, so again, the if it's false, then it will enter this bit, it will ignore this bit and then go to this bit and check whether it works. Alright, so BMI is greater than 25. If that's the case, well, then I guess our weight is overweight. Okay, this is just some numbers that I made up, so please don't complain to me about me calling you overweight or me making you, sad or something like that. Okay, and so let's just check that. If it's inside this range, it's normal. If not, then we check. Ooh, I pressed the shift key for too long. We check whether it's greater than 25. If it is, then it's overweight. If it's not, then it's underweight. Some of you might be saying, if it's not, maybe it could be normal, but it's not really, because we've already checked the normal condition using this. So this bit we can just write underweight. And we need another bracket to close it all off. Okay, bigger space. Alright, and drag it all down. And let's check everyone's weight for us. Okay, again, next step is conditional formatting. So conditional format, new rule, okay, cells, and then we check whether this one, remember to remove the absolute, is equal to normal. And for normal, we'll just highlight it green. Actually, yeah, green. That's that. And then we can go into manage rules and add new rules. Alright, now we want to check whether 4 is equal to overweight. We'll just highlight that red. Now, again, I want to check if it's underweight. If 4 equals to underweight, we'll also highlight that red. Just for all the underweight and overweight people, we want to. Actually, I didn't do it properly. So let's go back and manage rules, and because I didn't do it properly, I can just click on it and do edit. I have an inverted comma here, which is not good. Are these stars or commas? I can't really tell. There should be commas. Inverted commas. Should work now. Oh, it's not working properly. Okay, so I should just click. Forgive me. Just click. Therefore, I need an equal sign in front apparently. Is underweight. Okay, now it's working all good. Alright, and then we can use COUNTIF to count it. So, normal. I don't need an equal sign here. Normal equals to COUNTIF. This range. Okay, and normal. So, need the inverted commas. Now, we'll just call this abnormal, I guess. Excuse me. Or just unhealthy. We'll call it unhealthy, because I don't want to say abnormal. Equals to COUNTIF. Now, we need to actually do this in 2 COUNTIFs, but we can plus them together. Okay, so overweight plus another COUNTIF. We'll count all the underweight people. 6 and 11. Okay, now highlight that red. Highlight this green. Alright, and that's that, I guess. So we've done COUNTIF and we've done NOR. So just to recap, today we learned how to do conditional statements, conditional formatting using COUNTIF and using AND or. We can also use NOT instead of AND or, like instead of NOT. If we use NOT, then it's everything that's not in this. Okay. So yeah, you can download this. The answers in the third and fourth tab. You can just check them yourself. Okay. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next lesson.